Welcome everyone, join us today as we pay tribute to the life and legacy of Margot Moir, the beautiful voice and heart of the Moir Sisters, whose music touched a generation and left an enduring mark on Australian pop and folk history. So let's dive in. Margot Ray Moir, born the 19th of January 1959, in Scotland, United Kingdom. Born in Scotland to parents Edward Hoy Moir and June Moir, Margot was the second of three sisters, Jean being the eldest and Leslie the youngest. The family moved to Melbourne in 1962, but later returned to Scotland, where their fourth daughter Leanne was born in 1968. From a young age, Margot showed a clear passion for music. After receiving a guitar as a gift, she quickly embraced it and began writing songs of her own, setting the foundation for a life in music. After returning to Australia in late 1970, Margot, Jean, and Leslie Moir came together to form a folk-pop vocal trio. Margot took on co-lead vocals and played guitar, with Jean, born 1956, and Leslie, born 1961, also sharing lead vocal duties. In 1974, the sisters gained national attention after winning a heat on Melbourne's GTV9 talent show New Faces, and progressing to the national final. Riding the wave of their growing popularity, they were signed to EMI Music Australia. That same year, they released their debut single, the self-written "Good Morning, How Are You?" with "We Will Never Change" on the B-side. Produced by EMI's Ian Miller, arranged by Ivan Hutchinson, and engineered by Roger Savage, the single was released in May 1974. By August, it had broken into the Australian charts, eventually reaching number 8 on the Kent Music Report and staying in the top 50 for an impressive 19 weeks. The single also received international release in New Zealand and the UK. In 1974, the Moir Sisters released their debut album, Lost Somewhere Beyond Harmony, featuring a collection of original songs co-written by the trio. The album was produced by Ian Miller and arranged by Jeff Hales, who also contributed synthesizer and keyboard parts. Engineering was handled by Ross Cockle, with an impressive lineup of session musicians backing the sisters. This included guitarists Phil Manning and Billy Green, later known as Will Greenstreet, bassists Barry Sullivan and Duncan Maguire, drummers Graham Morgan, Mark Kennedy, and Gary Hyde, keyboardist Mal Logan, jazz saxophonist Brian Brown, and backing vocals from Dan Robinson of the Wild Cherries. The group landed a major support slot on a national tour with the Osmonds, but their growing success faced a unique hurdle. Leslie, the youngest of the group, was just 13 years old. As a result, all live performances required special approval from Victoria's Child Welfare Department, which inevitably limited their touring opportunities during that time. By the late 1970s, the sisters were under the management of former musician Glenn Wheatley, best known at the time for managing Little River Band. After parting ways with EMI, they signed with Oz Records in Australia and secured an international deal with Elton John's label, the Rocket Record Company. Rebranding themselves as simply the Moirs, they headed to Los Angeles to record their second album, State of Shock. The project was produced by Australian expatriate John Farrar, a respected musician, songwriter, and producer, and was released in 1978. In the early 1980s, the trio joined the Warner Music roster in Australia and released two more singles, So Excited, in 1982 and Running Scared, in 1983. Unfortunately, neither song made an impact on the charts. Following the group's decline in commercial success, Margot quietly stepped into a more personal chapter of her life. While she never returned to the spotlight in a major way, music remained close to her heart. In 1987, she was handpicked by John Farnham to join his inaugural Whispering Jack tour as a backing vocalist, a reflection of her talent and respect within the industry. She continued to contribute behind the scenes as a sought-after session singer, lending her voice to numerous recordings throughout the years. In 1989, she released a solo single titled Scarlet Skies, a gentle, emotive track that reflected her introspective songwriting style. Several years later, she followed up with a solo album called Strong and Mighty, in 1996, a deeply personal project that showcased her voice and songwriting, far removed from the polished pop of her early years. In 2003, she and her sisters were featured in ABC TV's Love Is in the Air music documentary series, appearing in episode 2, She's Leaving Home, where they reflected on their time in the spotlight. More recently, Margot recorded and performed with the bands Raymalane and Celtic Spirit for over 10 years, continuing to make music on her own terms right up until her final years. Though she never fully re-entered the mainstream, her warm, distinctive voice and quiet dedication to her craft left a lasting legacy in Australian music. On a personal note, Margot married Claude Cesario, and together they raised a daughter, Ray. Sadly, on Monday the 26th of January 2015, Margot passed away aged 56, at Royal Melbourne Hospital due to complications from long-term diabetes. She was laid to rest at Northern Memorial Park, in Glenroy, Victoria, and was survived at the time by her husband Claude, daughter Ray, and two granddaughters Layla and Lucy. And there you have it. Though Margot Moir has left us, she will never be forgotten. Her melodies and spirit continue to live on forever in the music she gifted the world, reminding us of a time when three sisters' harmonies filled the airwaves and the hearts of many. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on your favorite musical icons, just like this. Take care and bye for now.